Morning. It's good to see you guys. I have a meeting to get to, so I'm not going to be on long this morning. But the question for this morning is other people's opinions. Why do they matter? And this is a really important question to answer, especially as a mom, because I have found that other people's opinions can lock us up. They can get us stuck. They can keep us from reaching the potential that God has intended. So where does that come from? When I was growing up, I can tell you what happened for me in my experience. I always ended up being the peacemaker in the family, even between adults. I just had that ability, that gift to be able to bring peace, to de-escalate situations. I felt dissonance in my soul when things were going on and there was arguing and fussing going on in the family. I felt like somehow it was my responsibility. Good morning, everybody. I felt like it was my responsibility somehow to make it right. And people around me allowed me to make it right until I realized it's a horrible habit to always feel like you have to fix everything and make it all right. Because I woke up one day with no desires, no future plans. Someone asked me, if you could do whatever you wanted, what would it be? And I didn't have a clue. Because I had so become whatever people needed me to become that I had lost who I actually was. And it was a journey to get back to that place so that I could eventually answer the question, if I could do anything in the world, what would it be? If I could travel or go on a trip, where would I go? I couldn't answer any of those questions because I had absorbed myself into what other people needed me to be so there could be peace. And one day I realized that peace is not worth losing myself. In fact, God wasn't calling me to lose myself. I was doing what I needed to have peace here for me, really, than for the people outside, because I just couldn't take it when there wasn't peace. But I had to learn. I had to learn how to become okay when there was not peace in the environment and not always feel responsible for having to fix everything. Now, let me tell you how it impacts you with your child. So this is my example, and everybody is not moving in this direction, but for us, we homeschooled. And when we first told thanks for the hearts, when we first told our parents that we were going to homeschool, they were like, oh, y'all have just bumped your head. You're going to leave your good government job and go and come home and take care of your children and homeschool? You don't know anything about schooling. And, it was kind of like, ooh. I really wanted them to join with us. I really wanted them to get it. I really wanted them to celebrate. But they didn't, because they didn't understand what it was. And so we had to make a choice. Are we going to do what's going to please mom and dad? Or are we going to do what we hear God saying? And that is where you draw the line. Because this is what God finally said to me. He said, Anita, you are more concerned about what other people think than what I think. And when he said that, I had to think about it a little while. It's like, wow. He said, there are things you won't do that I've told you to do because of what other people say. And you're so worried they're going to think you're crazy and they're going to think you're foolish and they're going to think you're stupid that you won't step out on what the king of the universe, the one who has all the resources and all the wisdom, who knows everything, you won't step out and do what I told you to do because you're worried about people? Wow. I was like, okay, God. Amen. Good. I'm glad. I was like, okay, God, I got it. And so I began that journey. It was an uncomfortable thing because I was so used to fitting into what everybody wanted me to be. But it was so clear. God was telling us, I want you to homeschool these kids. Do you know what you're doing? No. Do many black people do it? No. A few years ago, it was illegal to do it in your state. Yes. However, it's still what I want you to do. And I'm not going to give you a whole lot of instruction. I'm going to give you the next step. And until you take that step, you're not going to see the next step. I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm just going to wait for you to obey what I've told you to do. And so I learned that when God is pleased with my obedience, it's nice to have your family to support you. It's nice to have other people think what you're doing is great. But as long as God is pleased, it doesn't matter. Nobody else matters. Because when I have God, I have more than enough. And so, like I said, I'm not going to be here long today. But I just want to encourage you. Needing to please other people is a fatal flaw. And it is, I guarantee you, it is keeping you from doing some things that God has told you to do. And so this day, I am declaring boldness and courage for you to be able to do exactly what God told you to do, whether anybody else understands it or not. I pray that you take the step. And like Nike says, just do it. I am Anita Gibson. I am a coach, speaker, and educational strategist and author of the book Starfinder. And I pray you guys have a fantastic day. Love you.